Okay, good morning, guys. How are you doing today? Good morning, online. Good morning. Nice. Okay. Yeah, give it a try. Saujanya, try to troubleshoot. Okay, so so what did we discuss in our last class? Yeah. So what did we discuss? S3. Okay, so we discussed a little bit on S3, right? So the main things are versioning, right? So do you understand the concept of versioning? And then so versioning is enabled on the bucket level or object level? Bucket level, applied on object level. Okay. And also by default, this versioning is enabled? No, it is not enabled. So if you have versioning enabled and then original object got deleted, what marker is applied? Delete marker is applied. So how to restore it? By deleting the delete marker, our object will get restored. And then what is the minimum object size? 0 bytes. Maximum 5 terabyte. In single put 5 GB. Very good. And if you want to upload more, which one you need to use? MPU. So if you want to upload huge files, is it possible to upload huge file more than 5 GB in one single put? No. So what you need to do, you need to break the files. So which option, which feature do you choose? MPU, multi-part upload facility. Okay, so this is what we have discussed in our last class. So let's move on to today's topic. Can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay, Nana. So let's talk about something called storage classes. What is it? Storage classes. Storage classes. Okay, listen this carefully. Storage classes, basically, Nana, when you are uploading any new object to the S3 bucket, when you're uploading any object to the S3 bucket, definitely mandatorily you need to select a storage class. Right? When you're uploading an object into S3 bucket, mandatorily you need to select a storage class. So now let's learn what is storage class, why AWS has put the storage class. For example, so customer number 1, right? Let's say I'll take customer number 1, that guy. So he came to AWS and asked, hey, AWS, I want to upload all the files and photos. Can you please suggest me which service do I choose? Which service? S3. So what he did was AWS told S3, and this guy started customer number 1. He started uploading all the files and he started accessing. So frequently he's accessing it. Every day he's accessing it. Every day he's accessing, downloading, accessing, everything he's doing. So second customer came to AWS and said, hey, AWS, I want to store my files. What AWS will say, Babu, go to S3 and then upload your files. And he also went to S3 and he also created a bucket and started uploading the files. But this guy is not using or accessing his data frequently. Once in a month, he's using it. But the first customer is using every day. The second customer is using once in a month. First customer is paying, for example, assume 10 rupees. Second customer is also paying 10 rupees. So now assume you are the second customer. Do you agree with this pricing? Huh? Yes or no? No. What AWS is using every day is paying 10 rupees. I'm not using every day. Why should I pay 10 rupees? Right? If you get that question, obviously every customer will get that question. For that reason, the second customer started complaining to AWS saying that, hey, Babu, see that first customer is using every day. Every day is accessing, downloading, every day is accessing it, but he's paying only 10 rupees. But I'm not using it daily, but still I'm paying 10 rupees. It's not fair. It's not correct. For that reason, AWS said, oh, customer number 2, don't cry, don't cry. So I'll give you something called storage classes. What is that? So storage classes. So S3 is storage only, no? In this storage, you have different types of classes, categories. Storage class is nothing but categories. So here, is it good that to have only one category in this case? No. How many categories you need to have for these two customers? Two different categories, no? So instead of calling categories, we call it as storage classes. So how many storage classes we should have? 2. So the storage classes are called, first one is standard frequently access. What is that? For the first customer, because he is accessing the data frequently. For the second customer, AWS came up with the second storage class, which is called standard infrequently access. Which one? Standard infrequently access. What is first one, Nana? Standard frequently access. Second one? Standard infrequently access. Do you understand why AWS came up with the storage classes? Because every customer has his own requirement and he is not ready to pay the same price for every requirement. So all the storage, for that reason, AWS came up with different storage classes. And remember, whenever anyone uploading any data, whenever anyone uploading any object into the S3, selecting a storage class is mandatory, I said. So which is the default storage class? Standard frequently access is a storage class, default one. Which one is the default one, Nana? Standard frequently. You can call it as ESFA. Understood? Which one is default storage class? That is the certification question. So by default, most of the people will go with the standard frequently access only. Because if you want to put some files, you'll go with it. If you want to host a website, standard FA only. Everything by default, it is FA only. But if you have a requirement that you are not using the data frequently, once in a month only you are using it, then will you go for frequently access or infrequently access? And if you go for infrequently access, do you need to pay 10 rupees? You have a huge discount price difference there. So AWS will give you very, it's a very cheaper than frequently access. Clear enough? You understood what is storage class? So here I'll start writing with, while uploading any object to S3, selecting a storage class is mandatory. Which is a default storage class? Standard frequently access. Super. Let's write. While uploading the objects into S3, selecting a storage class is mandatory. And the first one is standard frequently access. In shortcut, call it as FA. So can we say this is used for frequently access? Right? So this is used for frequently access data. So now this storage class is used for frequently accessed data. So can we say this is a default storage class? Default storage class. So we will be using for our regular purpose. It's okay, Divya. So which one is the second one, Nana? Standard infrequently access. Call it as IA. So this is used for infrequently access. This is used for infrequently access data. Okay. Okay, one thing here. There is one smart guy. There is one smart guy saying that what he'll say, what he is thinking is, sir, we have frequently access, infrequently access. Which one? Frequently access, infrequently access. Which one is cheaper? Infrequently cheaper. So this smart guy, what he did was, sir, infrequently access is cheaper, no? What I do is I'll upload in infrequently access and I'll access it frequently. Smart guy, no? Yes or no? So he'll upload in infrequently access and he's trying to access it frequently. But AWS is double smart than you. And what AWS did was, how many times you are accessing, that many times he will charge for you. So that meaning retrieval charges apply. What is an retrieval charge? So that infrequently, the second storage class is meant for accessing only once a month. But if you're a smart thinking that, sir, I'll upload the objects in infrequently access and every day I'll access it. So it is double, triple, 5 times more than that you are paying for the frequently access. So remember, for infrequently access, retrieval charges apply. Which one? Retrieval charges apply. But frequently access retrieval charges apply. No. Remember, frequently, no retrieval charges. Infrequently, retrieval charges apply. Getting it? So here, can you say no retrieval charges here? Yes. No retrieval charges. Here, retrieval charges apply. And also, don't think that if you have selected infrequently access, don't think that when you try to access, it will take time. No, it will immediately, you can access it. The only thing is only the pricing model is different. So you are meant to use only once in a month. So don't try to use more than once in a month. If you use more than once in a month, retrieval charges apply. Okay. So here, whenever you access, it will give the rapid access or not. So I'll say here, demand rapid access. Immediately you will get the data. You're getting it? Is this clear online? Okay. So what are the 2 storage classes we have learned? Standard frequently access, standard infrequently access. So in both of them, data is critical or not? That meaning whenever you upload your data in S3 bucket, the data is critical or not? So just in case, is it good that AWS all of a sudden will lose your data? It's not good, right? So the data, AWS need to keep your data very safe. So all your documents, everything you will get uploaded in S3. So AWS need to take care of, no, because S3 is completely managed by AWS. Is same in Google Drive also. You upload your favorite photos in Google Drive. Who is responsible for that? Google only, no? So later, next day you come in and you say, hey, Google said that I'm sorry, we have deleted your photos. Is that good? So AWS is responsible for your data. So now we have two customers here. Customer number one, frequently access. Customer number two, infrequently access. There is one more customer sitting behind and watching AWS. And then AWS, hey, come here. What happened to you? So this customer came. AWS said, come friend. Tell me what's your problem. And third customer said, AWS, I want to put my files in S3. AWS said, no problem, Nana, put it in S3. Now also we have two categories. One is frequently access, another one is infrequently access. So AWS asked, which one do you want? And customer 3 said, he's not answering it. No, Babu, no problem. Tell me what's your problem. And this customer number 3 said, I want to access it frequently. Then good, no, go with the first or second. First, AWS also said the same thing, go with the first one. But AWS, tell me, AWS, tell me, yaar. So he said, my data is not that much critical. So, customer number 3 is saying, AWS, don't worry about my data. You no need to bang your head to save my data. My data is not critical. If something happen also, no problem. But give me a discount. Give me discount. So for this kind of people also, for this kind of third customer, this too is sufficient for them? No. So AWS came up with another storage class, which is called reduced redundancy storage. What is that? Reduced redundancy storage. For first this frequently access, infrequently access, good redundancy, So all the data will be across in multiple availability zones in the backend. S3 is serverless, Nana. So whatever the data you put in S3, AWS will save in multiple availability zones in the backend. We don't have a concept of availability zone in S3. I'm saying in the backend. Where the data will be placed in the data centers only, no? So whatever the data you put in S3, all the data is shared across multiple availability zones in the backend. But this customer is saying, Babu, my data is not critical. Then in that case, what AWS will do to give for cheaper price? He has reduced the redundancy. That meaning he has in 3 availability zones data? No. Reduce redundancy storage. Is it good to use this? AWS we also will recommend saying that, Babu, customer, I am not recommending to use this reduced redundancy storage. In shortcut, we call it as RRS. Which one? What is the full form? Reduced redundancy storage. Reduce redundancy storage. RRS. Frequently access or infrequently? Frequently, but data not critical. Frequently access data, but not critical. As it is frequently accessed, retrieval charges are there or no retrieval charges? For this, no retrieval. No retrieval charges. Does AWS recommend for this? AWS doesn't recommend to use this storage class. Obviously, it is cheaper than S3 or not? It is cheaper than S3. Cheaper than others. You got this? So now, as this customer number 3 came, and one more customer also came, customer number 4. And this customer number 4 also is lagging in front of AWS. He's saying, AWS, yes, tell me. I want to put the files. AWS said, go for S3. And this time, how many storage classes are there? 3 storage classes, frequently, infrequently, reduced redundancy. So AWS asks, which one do you want? And the customer number 4 said, I want infrequently access. I'm not using my data frequently. It is infrequently. Which one do you suggest? Second one. AWS also said, go for the second one. And this customer said, he has watched third customer. He has watched third customer. And this also customer saying that infrequently access, but data not critical again. Infrequently access, data not critical. The third customer is frequently access, data not critical. This fourth customer, infrequently access, data not critical. So AWS will not say no for them. No. For that reason, AWS came up with another storage class, which is called, third one is reduce redundancy. And AWS got somewhere, he got mad, and then he has launched another storage class, one zone IA. How many zones? Zone meaning availability zone. How many zone? If you are saying data is not critical, then I'll cut all the backend stuff and then I'll give only one zone. So if you use one zone IA, that means your data is stored only in one availability zone. If something goes wrong with one A, your data is gone. But you are also telling that your data is not critical. For that reason, so which one is the next one here? One zone IA. One zone IA. So for this, infrequently access, but not critical. Retrieval charges apply or not? Yes. Retrieval charges apply. So what are the storage class that you have learned? Tell me without saying. Standard frequently access, standard infrequently access, reduce redundancy storage, one zone IA. Okay. Customer number 5. Customer started coming because every customer has their nasty requirements. So this customer number 5 is completely different type of customer. So this customer came and AWS asked, Babu, what's your problem? Tell me. He's not talking at all. Hey, he's saying, hey, customer number 5, tell me what's the problem? Tell me your requirement. I want to put my files in I want to put my files. AWS said, go to S3. So we have frequently access, infrequently access, RRS, one zone. Which one do you need? He said, I don't know. You don't know? Tell me you want frequently. Okay, you said you don't know. Tell me, you want to access frequently or infrequently? I don't know. But I want to put my files in S3. I don't know whether I want to access it frequently or I don't know whether I don't want to access it infrequently. I don't know. Dr. Bali type. Right? So here, for this kind of customer also, AWS came up with one more storage class. This is called intelligent tier. Which one? Intelligent tier. So this intelligent tier meaning automatically based on your usage, it will move from frequently to infrequently, infrequently to frequently. Let's say you have uploaded one object. If you're frequently using, then the storage class would be frequently accessed. If you're not using for some days, then it will move to the infrequently. So this is called intelligent tier. What is storage class? Intelligent tier. So for this unknown access patterns, what is it for? Unknown access patterns. Very good. So write down, next one is intelligent tier. Intelligent tier. This is for unknown access patterns. And one more storage class. But last but one. So this storage class, you know very well, which is used for archive purpose. Answer? Marketer. Which is used for archive purpose. Which service is that? Louder. Glacier. No, why you have to be very confident. Which one? Glacier. Which one? Glacier. So the next storage class is Glacier. We know very well. What is the Glacier used for? Archiving purpose. If you don't want to put, let's say this will be used like this. Nana, BTech you have done. How many years? How many? Our degree, that degree is 3. But BTech 4 or 5? 4, good. Okay. So 4 years. Now tell me, first year, I'll give the same example. First year, you have photos with your friend. Good guess. Second year, friend changed. And second year, you have photos with your second friend. Third year, again, friend changed. Lucky boy. So again, you have photos. Fourth year, also you have photos. So tell me, you have 4-year photos. Where do you store all these photos in AWS? We are using AWS, you're saying Google. Google Drive. Habituated. Okay. S3 only, no? Where do we store all the data? S3. Okay. So now you tell me, out of these 4 years photos, which year photos that you will be using frequently? Fourth year photos. This is frequently. And third year photos and is all the rest of the 3 years will be infrequently. Yes or no? So now, 5th year you got married. What will you do with these 4-year photos? Huh? Nikal ke, like, so dig the earth and put it where inside and block it. So basically you want to archive everything, no? You want to archive everything so that it is not infrequently also. So I don't want to access it, but sometime once in a while, after 2, 3, 4 years, if you remember, if you want to use that Gurtu Kostana is type, then go and see the photos. Yes or no? So in that case, which storage class do you use? Glacier. In that use, you need to use Glacier. So let's say, now you said 4th year photos, you are using it frequently. Now you got, so, okay. So is it, let's say, you have the data which is frequently accessed. After 6 months or 1 year, will you access it frequently? No. So in which storage class would you move that data? Infrequently. So this means, can we say your objects can be moved from one storage class to another storage class? Yes, that's a certification question. So your objects can be moved from one storage class to another storage. So let's say you have the data which are frequently using, go with the number 1 storage class. If you're not using the data frequently, go with the second one, which is infrequently. So can we move it? And I'm also telling one more thing, important thing, real-time thing. So let's say you have joined some company and your manager came and said to you, hey, Babu, we are paying a lot of money on S3. We are spending a lot of money on S3. As an AWS engineer, can you please go and check and reduce the money cost optimization? What is that? So what you did is you went to S3 and you see so many buckets and you have huge data there, and all the data is in which storage class? Frequently accessed storage class. And then the next question that you'll ask to your manager is, hey manager, are you using this data frequently? And he said that, no, this is for, we are not using it since more than 6 months, 7 months. We are just storing it. Is it good to store in frequently access? Move it to infrequently. Or if you are not using at all, then move it to Glacier. If you move to infrequently and Glacier, how much money would you save there? A lot of money you can save. So by giving a proper storage class to your objects, you will get a nice cost optimization you can do on S3. Remember, same example I have given in EC2 also, right? EC2, most of the people will go for on demand. And if you are using your EC2 instance for more than 1 year, is it good to go for on demand or you good to go for reserved? Reserve, no. So reserve, can we reserve the instances for 1 or 3 years? Yes, you will get how much discount? 75% discount. So as an engineer, you need to do the cost optimization based on these topics. Understood? I'm telling you, most of the real-time people in companies, they don't care about all these things. What they do is they create a bucket of dumping entire data over there because he's not paying that. No, who is paying? Company is paying. If it is your own account, then all kind of things will come, right? As it is company account, no one cares. But as a AWS engineer, proper AWS engineer, you should be worried about the cost also because you are responsible for the cost in the company. Okay, good enough. So which one is the next one here? Glacier. So Glacier is used for what purpose? Archive. Frequently or infrequently? Infrequently. This is infrequently access data. Archive purpose. Now in S3, what do we create? Buckets, no? See here, in S3, what do we create? Buckets. In Glacier, you should not call it as bucket. You should call it as vaults. What's that? Vaults. Vault. Vault. Vault, no, you know vault. What is vault? Locker. Vault. Okay, so in bucket, what do we have? Objects. In Glacier, instead of buckets, you need to call it as vault. What does the vault contain? Vault contain archives. Vault contain archive. Archive meaning your zip files, no? Zip file, you know zip file. Right click, zip it. Right? So that zip files, you can put it in the vaults. Similarly, we call it as bucket. No, here we call it as vault. And then here we call it as objects. Here we call it as archives. Objects can be anything, but here archives need to be .zip file. Which one? .zip file. You know, one zip file can be how much size? One zip file can be up to 40 terabyte. How much? One zip file, Nana. One zip file can be how much? For like this, you can have unlimited number of zip files in one vault. You see how much you can archive it, right? And like this, you can have 1,000 vaults. How many? So we need to go mad by giving this kind of, I don't know where AWS is putting all this data. One zip file 40 terabyte. It's huge. So what are in Glacier, what do we create, Nana? Vault we create. Can we say vault is a container of archives? Archive meaning object, or it's a zip file. One archive 40 terabyte. Unlimited number of archives you can have. How many vaults you can have maximum? 1,000 vaults. As it is infrequently, retrieval charges apply or not? Yes, retrieval charges apply. So once you move the data to Glacier, can you retrieve it immediately? Answer is no. But if you move to infrequently access, can you retrieve it immediately? Yes. But once you move it to Glacier, that meaning if you are moving to Glacier, meaning forget about it. Glacier meaning, okay, nowadays for few months or few years, I'm not using the data, just move it to Glacier. So don't expect to retrieve it. Whenever you're retrieving, charges apply. So please keep this in when you're moving the data to Glacier, please make sure that you should not access the data frequently at all. It is just like storage, store it. So here we have something called Glacier has retrieval options. What is it, Nana? Retrieval options. Glacier has retrieval options. Number one, we call it as expedited, standard, bulk. Say that. Expedited, standard, bulk. Again. Expedited meaning you will retrieve, you can get the data within 1 to 5 minutes. Standard meaning it will take 3 to 5 hours. And then bulk meaning it will take 5 to 12 hours. So we have 3 types of retrieval options. What are those? Expedited, standard, and bulk. So if you have a small data, you have small file, if you want to retrieve it, so which one would you choose? Expedite, because you will get it within 5 minutes, you will get it. And if you have a huge data, then go for standard, which will take, how much time will it take to retrieve the data? 3 to 5 hours. And if you have a huge data, then you want to retrieve it, then go for bulk, which will take how much time? 5 to 12 hours. So based on this, you need to retrieve the data. Okay. And this is Glacier. AWS came up with one more one, which is called Deep Glacier. I no need to talk about this. What is the meaning of Deep Glacier? Huh? In Telugu, we call it as Goidosi, right? So it is like completely deep glacier. So glacier meaning at least you can retrieve it after a few months. Deep glacier meaning it is just like you need to just forget it. You just need to remove that data from your subconscious mind also. That meaning I don't want this data, put it in deep glacier completely. Once in a years, if you want to retrieve the data, then retrieve it. Okay, which is latestly came up, which is called Deep Glacier, which is Nana? Deep Glacier. Okay. Is this clear till here, everyone? So can you tell me without saying what are the storage classes we have? See here. Standard, frequently access, standard, infrequently access, reduce redundancy storage, one zone IA, this side. Intelligent tire, glacier, deep glacier. One more time, because these are certifications question, no? So if you read it, you cannot remember. See, now you are able to remember all these things. We no need to spend this much time also. People, other people will say, hey, we have storage classes. Default one is standard frequently access. Done, damal, khatam. Right? Okay, say this again. First one, standard frequently access, standard infrequently access, reduce redundancy storage, one zone IA, intelligent tire, glacier, deep glacier. Simple. Right? Frequently access, frequently. Infrequently meaning once in a month. Right? And RRS meaning frequently but not critical. One zone meaning infrequently not critical. Intelligent tire meaning unknown access patterns. Glacier meaning archiving it. Deep glacier meaning deep archiving it. That's it. Okay. Yes, it will. That will be handled by AWS, Rupali. Okay. So now I have 2 words for you. Availability. What is availability? Huh? Availability. Are you available tomorrow? How much time? Any time? Huh? Anytime or not? Availability meaning anytime only. Availability meaning anytime. So I call it as anytime. And one more question. Durability. I'm just knocking the correct point because many people has this type of confusion. Availability, durability is all these things. So what is durability? Long time. Which one? Okay, hey, let's say batteries, no? Cell batteries. So if you want to go and purchase. So what is the first question that you'll ask? Durability only. Anna, ఎంతసేపు ఎన్ని రోజులు వస్తుంది, right? How much time this will come, right? So what is that called? Durability. Long time. Durability meaning long time. So coming to this S3, we have something called availability, durability. Now we have put the data in bucket, no? So you need to worry about availability, right? But okay, now early morning 3 o'clock, I'll get up and I went to put to S3. Can I see the data there? Yes. Anytime it is available, the data. You go at midnight, you go in the morning, you go in the night, you go in the evening. Anytime you go, you have the data there. That is called availability. 24/7 it is available. And durability is after 1 year also, 2 years also, 5 years also, 10 years also, 20 years also. After rest in peace also, right? Your data will still be there. That is called what? Durability. That is called durability. Understood? So we need to know availability and durability percentage for all the storage classes, no? So let us write those things here. Availability and durability. So availability here is 99.99%. How much, Anna? 99.99%. That meaning 99.99% your data is available. Is it good to give 100%? Remember, for your customers also, never give 100%. Pusuk, if he is not able to access the data, you need to pay back the money to customer. So do not give 100%. So for that reason, durability meaning after 20 years also data will be there, no, in S3. Yes, but AWS is not giving 100%. He's giving 99.9999999999%. How many nines did you count? 11 nines. How many nines? 11 nines. How many nines? 11 nines. That is the availability and durability for the standard frequently access. For infrequently access, availability is remove 1 9 because it is infrequently. So 99.9%. And durability is 11 nines. And coming to this guy, reduce redundancy storage. So availability is 99.9%. Durability, how long will it be available? It is reduced redundancy, no? So 11 nines are no, 99.99%. It has reduced to 99.99%. And then here, one zone IA. Availability 99.5%. Durability will be there for 11 nines. And here also 99.9%, 11 nines. And this guy is this one here. So you need to at least remember this. Please keep this in mind. Which one is the less availability? One zone. Like this, you need to remember. So, and that too, don't worry about the data because every storage class is more than 99%. 99.9% it is there. So don't worry about your data. Data is still safe there. Okay, so what is the minimum object size? 0 bytes. So you can use 0 bytes. But in standard frequently access, if you want to put it here, it should be 128 KB. How much, Nana? 128 KB. So this one also here, 128 KB. So this is a certification question. So what is the minimum object size for infrequently access? 128 KB. And Can you move the object from one storage class to another storage class? Of course, yes. So here we have something called minimum duration. No, which one? This is a little bit not important. So minimum duration is, let's say if you want to move the data to infrequently access, by default, the data is in which storage class? Frequently access. And if you want to move to infrequently access, the minimum duration should be 30 days. How many? So in frequently, it should be minimum. How many days should be there? 30. Then only you can move it to infrequently. That is called minimum duration. What is the minimum duration here? 30 days. So here one zone I also 30 days. This is also 30 days. And our glacier is 90 days. How much? 90 days. This is 90 days. And deep glacier is 180 days. Okay. Is this clear till here, everyone? So these are the different type of storage classes. So out of this, which is the storage class that we use in our course? Frequently access. Okay. Nice. Okay. Now, is it possible to move the data from one storage class to another storage class? Yes or no? Yes, it is possible to move the data from one storage class to move the object from one storage class to another storage class. How? Would you move it? Okay, let's say you have 10,000 objects in one bucket. Is it recommended to move all the objects one by one to another storage class? No, there should be some automatic stuff. No. So we have a concept called life cycle management, LCM. What is that? Life cycle management. Say that again. Life cycle management. So life cycle management basically will help us to create a rule. In life cycle management, what do we create? Rule will create. We will say that, hey Babu, we'll create a rule in the bucket saying that day 0, my objects are uploaded. Exactly after day 30th, it should move to infrequently. Exactly after, okay, let's say I have a requirement like this. I have my data. After 30 days, it should move to infrequently access. After that, it should move to glacier. After that, it should get deleted automatically. You understand? You understand my requirement? I'm repeating the requirement. So my requirement is like this. I'll upload the data in S3. Exactly after 30 days, it should move to infrequently because I'm not using it. Is it possible for me to wait after 30 days and move one by one manually? No. So for that reason, I can create a rule where life cycle management. Where do you create? Life cycle man. In life cycle management, we'll create a rule saying that, hey, day 0 objects are uploaded. Exactly after day 30th, it should move to infrequently access. Then after that, I want to move to glacier. Anna, can I move to any other storage class also? You can move it. That is my requirement, moving to glacier. In glacier, how many minimum days? 90 days. But 30 days already done, no? How many days left? 60 days. So from day 0 to day 30th, it will move to infrequently access. Day 60th, it will move to the glacier. After 1 year, I'll automatically, the data is deleted. You're getting it? So if you want to create this kind of automatic rules, we can create it. Where do you create? Life cycle management. Life cycle management. In life cycle management, what do we create, Nana? Life cycle rules we create. So here it is possible to move the objects from one storage class to another storage class automatically. So those are things it is giving like that, Rupali. Is this clear till here, everyone? Sisi? It's very rare that in certification they'll ask for availabilities and durabilities. But if you are very lucky, then they'll ask. Okay. Done. Nice. So I just wanted to repeat here, life cycle management. Life cycle management. No. In life cycle management, what do we create? Life cycle rules we'll create. LCM rules we create. So this rule will be applied to your current objects also, current versions also, your previous versions also. It will be applied to your current versions also, previous versions also. I'm writing it here. It will apply for current versions and previous versions also. Okay. So in life cycle rules, we have two actions. How many actions? Moving the objects from one storage class to another storage class. That is called transition. What is that called? Moving from one storage class to another storage class. We call it as transition. And after some period of time, can we go and delete? Not we. Can the rule delete the objects? Yes, that is called expiration. That is called. So what are the two things we have? Transition and expiration. Transition and expiration. So transition meaning moving the objects from one storage class to another storage class. Let's say I have the data infrequently accessed. Can I move it to infrequently accessed? Yes. After how many days? 30 days. Can I move it after 29 days? No, because minimum duration is 30 days. Okay. So after IA, can I move it to Glacier, Nana? How many days? 90. But 30 days already spent, right? So how many days left? 60 days. What is this called? This is called transition. What is this called? Transition. Okay. After that, can I go and expire? Delete after 365 days. What is this called? Expiration. Expiration. That option is only for intelligent tire, Priyanka, not for others. Okay. And remember, yesterday I told you this. What is subfolder called? Very good. What is a subfolder called? Prefix. Now, these rules, what in S3, there are so many rules coming up. So this is first starting. So in S3, whatever the rules that we create, you can apply it for the entire bucket, or you can apply it for only for a particular subfolders also, prefixes. Yes or no? Let's say I have a DevOps department, AWS department, support department, and every department have their own objects inside it. Okay, na? I have 3 buckets: DevOps bucket, AWS bucket, support bucket, and every bucket have their own objects. Now I want to implement the rule. Can I implement for all the buckets? Yes. Yes, I can implement. Hold on. See. Okay, see here. This is one bucket, another bucket, another bucket. No. Rules will be applied to individual buckets only. Cannot be combined. No. Think. All the rules are for only within the bucket. Within the bucket. It has its own rules. It has its own rule. It has its own rule. The one which I'm talking about here is, let's take, you take one bucket and you have 3 prefixes. What are the 3 prefixes you have? DevOps, AWS, support. So the rule that I'm creating, I can apply for the entire bucket, which will apply for all the prefixes, or can I apply it only for one prefix? Yes, remember that. So only for one prefix, we can apply the rules, or we can apply it for the entire bucket also. Not only this, everywhere in S3, this option is there. So in AWS, we'll ask, Babu, you want to do it for the entire bucket, or you want to do it for only a prefix? Okay, now. So what are the two actions that we have in LCM? Transition and expiration. So this LCM is created on bucket level and applied on object level. So we have two things, transition, expiration. Transition and expiration. I'm writing it for you here. You can set up S3 features for entire bucket or for a prefix. Prefix meaning here subfolder. Okay, now. As I said, in S3, there are so many small options, features are there. So one feature is like object lock. What is it now? The name clearly says, what is that? Locking the object. Once you lock the object, what will happen? Can you modify it? Can you delete it? No. So basically you're locking the object. So you can lock the object. You can lock the object permanently, or you can lock the object for a certain period of time. Okay. Okay, I'm giving one scenario here. Let's assume there is one bucket and bucket name is all movies. So I have a bucket name called movies. Huh? Assume I have a bucket and I have so many movies. Bollywood, Hollywood, Kollywood, huh? All kind of movies I have. So one of you people said, sir, can you give me access to that movie bucket? I also want to watch movies. Okay. So now let's say I have shared access to you guys, but now I want to know who are accessing my bucket. Who are accessing my bucket? That meaning, if you want to check, there is a concept called logs. What is that? We call it as here bucket logs. What is that? Instead of calling bucket logs, you call it as server access logs. What is that? So these server access logs, meaning who is accessing my bucket, I'll get to know with the logs. Whoever is accessing my bucket, a log is generated. If you open that log details, which IP address, which user, what bucket, which object, what is, everything will get noted inside the logs. So by default, the logs are enabled? No. If you want to enable the logs on the bucket level, so what is the concept here? Server access logs. Which one, Anna? Server access logs. Server access logs. And now tell me, I have so many movies here. Is it good to create the logs, keep the logs in the same bucket or different bucket? Different bucket. No, create another bucket. No harm. Create one more bucket like this and give the name called movie access logs, movie access logs. And then all the logs will be sitting inside this. All the logs. So, right. Who is accessing your buckets? You will get to know. Server access logs are bucket level. Yes or no? Okay. Now I have a requirement that, sir, bucket, that's fine, sir. Who is accessing my bucket? I got to know. But I want to know who is accessing that particular movie. There is a movie called, what is that? Animal. Animal movie. What is that movie? Who is the hero? Huh? Hindi. Oh, okay. Telugu. Okay. No animal, no jungly. I don't know. Okay, so hit. Super hit. Okay. Who is the director? Oh, that guy. Ajay. Okay. Okay. Got it. Good. Okay. So, okay, fine. So now let's say you have a movie called Animal. Different name. No, what is that animal? Okay. There is any animal name inside it? No. Huh? Okay. Okay. So anyway, so he has so many so in that bucket, you have so many movies. Let's say there is a movie called Animal. So I want to know who is accessing Animal. Who is accessing Animal. So for that, we can enable from server access logs, it is who is accessing my bucket is server access log. But if you want to know who is accessing object, so that is called object logs. There is one service where everything is getting recorded. Which service is that? You are playing Antakshari with me or what? Tell me correct answer. Cloud Trail, right? Remember, how can you forget that? Cloud Trail, CloudWatch, different, right? So Cloud Trail. So in Cloud Trail, you can go and check who is accessing a particular object. So object level logs can be seen from where, Nana? Cloud Trail. Object level logs, you can check it from Cloud Trail. Certification question, guys. So object level logs can be seen from which one? Cloud Trail. So have you ever opened the logs anytime? Have you seen the logs? So the logs will be like this: 192, 168, 10.20, 9 a.m. bucket, and then animal dot mp4, whatever it is, and then get method success 200. So like this, it will be like this log. I just wrote only small one thing. You have a big log like this. Now, everything is clumsy or not? It's clumsy. Assume that you will be having thousands of lines of logs like this. Is it possible for you to analyze these logs like this by watching it, by seeing it? No. So the logs will be like this. But if you want to analyze the logs, it's very hard. Manually, we cannot analyze. So there is a service from AWS which is called Athena. What is that? Not Athena. వీలైతే ఆ రోజులు పోయాయి. Now animal. Okay. So Athena. What is this service? Athena. What is that? Athena. Register in your brain. Athena basically mostly used by the developers. What they do is Athena, you can directly analyze the logs from S3. You can directly analyze. I'll show you how. So analyze logs directly from S3. What these people will do is, what they do is, they use this favorite method. They create a table. What do they do? Table. So they create a table like this. They create columns. In columns, they'll have like, do you see the first one? The first one is what? In the log, IP address. Second one is bucket name, no? So we call it source, so destination, right? And what object you are accessing, what method it is using, what is the URL, what is the time, date, everything they'll mark it as column. And what they do is, they will pull all the logs into the rows here. Neatly, they'll put it in rows. Okay. All the logs will be inside these rows. Now you have table ready. What is their favorite? They'll use SQL queries. Have you heard about SQL queries? So they'll create a table and they'll fetch all the logs into this table and they will start writing the queries. Wherever you want, particular time, particular person, particular method also, you can retrieve exactly. Is it possible for us to go and manually go and check all the data? No. put all the data in your table here and then write queries and retrieve the data. Exactly whatever you want, you will get it. So which service do you use to do all these things here? Athena. Which one, Anna? Athena. Clear? Is it clear, everyone? Enough, or you want me to continue? Huh? Continue. What the method is used, what the method is used for in table? What method meaning? I didn't understand. They'll use SQL queries to retrieve the data. Okay, so I'll take one small topic, and that too, this is also related to developer. This is also related to developer. I want you to concentrate a little bit, because tune your brain to developer mode. Tune it, brain do like this head, right? Put it in the developer mode, okay? Now, the concept that we are talking about here is a small concept. I'll take only this and I'll leave. Course. What is that? What is that? Course, not cars. Course. Cross origin resource sharing. What is that? See here. Origins meaning two buckets. Origin meaning two buckets. What does the bucket contain? Objects. What does the bucket contain? Objects. Basically, these two buckets will talk to each other? No. Two buckets inside the objects, they don't talk to each other. Now, if you want to share the resources meaning here object only, no? So by default, the resources are not shared. So can we say this cross origin resources sharing? Cross origin resources sharing. By default is happening? No. But if you want to make it happen, we need to enable CORS. We need to enable CORS. So what you understand what is CORS meaning? So if you have two different origins, consider two different origins like a bucket, and you have objects inside it. By default, these objects are not shared, right? For that reason, if you want, I'll give a real-time example now. Developers, they develop a website. Okay, let's say you have a static website. Can we do static website hosting in S3? Yes, we can do. So what they did is they have developed one small HTML page, and they are collecting the images from bucket 1, and they are connecting the images from bucket 2 also. They are collecting from bucket 1, and they are collecting the images from bucket 2. So now bucket 1 images are coming, bucket 2 images are not coming, because these are shared. CORS is blocked. CORS is blocked. So if you enable that CORS, where bucket 1 or bucket 2 are? Bucket 2. If you enable the CORS in bucket 2, then the objects will be shared to that website. That is called CORS, cross origin resource. So in your real time, developers will come to you saying that, hey boss, in my website, few images are working, few images are not working. So the first thing that you should get in your mind is CORS. CORS is disabled. You need to go and enable. From where you are not getting the images, in that bucket, you need to go and enable it. So I'll put that in a diagrammatical format now. So assume this is one bucket. I call it as CORS bucket. What is that? CORS bucket 1. So here I have, Nana, see, index.html. Which one? I have uploaded index.html, and I have enabled static website hosting. Okay. Now, can I put some image also, puppy.jpg inside it? Now, in that HTML page, see guys here, very important. See, in HTML page, can I call puppy.jpg in HTML page? Yes or no? Can I call puppy.jpg in HTML page? Yes or no? See, if you open amazon.in, you'll see all the images, no? That is a page, and images are getting called, no? So see here also, index.html, I have puppy.jpg. If I open index.html, can I see puppy inside it? Yes. See here. Now what I do, I open the browser. I open the browser here. Okay. And I open which one? Index.html. When I open index.html, what should I see? I should see puppy. Puppy. Okay. Nice puppy. Right? So we have this puppy. Okay. So when I open index.html, I see puppy over there because the puppy is in which bucket? Index.html and puppy is in same bucket or different bucket? Same bucket. For that reason, this will work. This will work. This concept will work. Do we need any course here? Not required because it is calling from the same bucket. Now I have another bucket. Course bucket 2. Course bucket 2. Now this time, instead of puppy, I'm putting in the same bucket, I'm putting in the different bucket, puppy.jpg. Now, every object will have the object URL. Yes or no? So how does the object URL look like? https://course bucket 2 dot s3 dot ap minus south minus 1 dot amazon aws.com / puppy.jpg. So this is the URL. Instead of calling from here, now can I call puppy.jpg from here to in this bucket, in this image? So now I'm calling puppy.jpg in that index.html. Puppy.jpg in the same bucket or different bucket? Now this puppy.jpg will work for me. If I open index.html, this will work. Puppy will not come because course is blocked. Course is blocked. Where course is blocked? In bucket 1 or 2? 2. So where I need to enable the course? In bucket 2, we need to enable the course. Okay. In bucket 2, I'll enable. No, course is nothing but it's a small JSON code is there. Small, one snippet, one small JSON code will be there. Inside that, it will say, Babu, to which origin you want to allow? Which origin? Course bucket 1 only, no? Origin meaning what here? Bucket. To which origin you want to allow the course? Course bucket 1. Or if you put star, that meaning what will happen? It will allow for everyone. Anyone can access the puppy.jpg. So if you enable that here, then puppy.jpg will be visible inside index.html. Clear? So this index course bucket 1 puppy.jpg. Okay. So this is one origin. Course bucket 1 is one origin. Course bucket 2 is another origin. So now they are sharing the resources or not? So that is called cross origin resources sharing. You understand? So this concept is mainly for developers. But as AWS engineers, if developers get this kind of errors, as AWS engineers, you need to find out and say, oh, this is a course issue. Let me go and enable the course in the bucket. So you need to enable the course in the bucket. All these things we'll see the practicals we'll see it in practicals. So error you will get like this. Error. Course is blocked. If you see this error, you need to enable the course. Okay. It's enough for today. Okay. So now S3 is easy, but I need to cover all the features. No, for that reason, I'm taking deep to each and every topic. Okay. Any questions, Nana? Otherwise, please take the screenshots. Okay. And the second one. Okay. It can be any region, Priyanka. Okay. Can you give a final CC for today, please? Online, CC with smile. Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.